Hey guys, so in today's video, I wanted to talk to you about what happened at my occupational therapy appointment yesterday. So yesterday was the first time that I had been with my actual occupational therapist since my first week of occupational therapy. And she was super excited because when I got the movement back in my thumb, I was working with the occupational therapy assistant who kind of works with my occupational therapist. And so she didn't get to see my thumb movement. And so my occupational therapist was super excited yesterday. She spent like 15 minutes trying to see if there was any additional movement that we were able to get out of my hand, which we weren't, but I was super excited to be able to show her that I could move my thumb. And we were just kind of celebrating for 15 minutes. So for the rest of the time, what we did at occupational therapy yesterday had a lot to do with my shoulder. And there's a reason why I'm not wearing my brace. And that is because the occupational therapist actually thinks that my shoulder is becoming a little bit too tight. And she thinks that it may have to do with the amount of time that I have been wearing that brace for. So she wanted me to kind of take a little bit of a break from wearing the brace just to see if it kind of helps to loosen up my shoulder a little bit. She wants me to do some passive range of motion exercises and things like that. So she spent quite a bit of time stretching out my shoulder yesterday. She was like, I'll show you with this arm. She was kind of moving it over my head and kind of out to the side and down and around. And I also had the opportunity to have a high school student kind of witness part of my occupational therapy yesterday, which was interesting because that high school student is thinking about potentially becoming an occupational therapist or going to school for occupational therapy after high school. And so she kind of got to know a little bit about my condition and kind of like the things that we're doing as part of my occupational therapy treatment. And so she kind of got to hear my story and what all happened with me and kind of what types of things you typically do for somebody who has a neurological condition caused by multiple seizures and as well as a history of stroke. So it was very helpful to be able to share my story with this high school student as well as like give her a window into what life looks like for somebody who has this type of an injury or this type of a condition, because we aren't exactly sure what is going to come back, if anything. So I'm super excited that I was able to get function back in my thumb, and I'm very hopeful that I will eventually be able to get some more function back. I'm hoping for everything to come back, like for me to be able to be an independent person. But as of right now, the only function that I have on the right side of my body is wiggling my right toes. All of them are able to wiggle, as well as my right thumb. So, like I said, I'm hopeful that it will continue to get better, but we don't know. So, after stretching out parts of my hand and my wrist and trying to see if there was any sort of a movement there, we did not do any standing. I think because she was so worried about the tightness in my shoulder, the occupational therapist really wanted to focus on trying to loosen up my shoulder as much as possible, because the last thing that I want is to injure my shoulder worse just because I'm wearing a brace, which there's a reason why they wanted me to wear the brace in the first place, and that is because when you are flaccid, it's very easy for your joint to slip out, and it's called subluxation, to where like my shoulder can dislocate just because of the weight of my arm pulling down on the joint. So that is the whole reason why they had me wearing the brace in the first place. But like I said, she wants me to take a break from it, and she wants me to be careful with it anyway, because on my lower arm there is a piece of the brace that goes down to like my forearm, and it was actually causing bruising down on my forearm that I was not able to feel. any pain from. So we want to be really careful with that. But I just wanted to kind of let you guys know how that was going. I do have occupational therapy again tomorrow. Thankfully, I'm off from therapy and having any medical appointments today because it is nasty weather outside. It's snowing and we're under like a winter storm watch right now. So I think we're supposed to get like up to a foot of additional snow on top of what we already got dumped on over the last weekend. So, anyways, you guys didn't ask for all of that information, but I figured I would share it anyways. But hopefully, you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's not a super long one, but there wasn't really a whole lot because we focused more or mostly on my hand and my shoulder yesterday. I did not get any updates as far as physical therapy goes. They still are not sure exactly when I will be able to start physical therapy, but I'm really getting frustrated with it at this point because I feel like physical therapy could be a little bit more beneficial for me than occupational therapy. And so I really just feel like I need to get in there and start physical therapy. So as soon as I know anything, I will let you guys know. But as of right now, I don't have any updates as far as physical therapy goes. So I am just doing the physical therapy exercises that they gave me before I left the inpatient rehab unit. And yeah, I will just continue to try everything that I can to get back any sort of function. And yeah, that's it for today's video. If there are any topics you would like me to discuss on my channel in the future, let me know. And yeah, I will talk to you guys in my next video.